Hey guys, and welcome back to Let's Play Syberia. When we last left off, we were having to go into the attic of the Voralberg mansion, so we're going to go ahead and do that right now. Alrighty, so now we're going to be doing some exploring, which does involve finding Anna's diary. Now, I debated whether or not to actually read this thing, page by page, but let me tell you something. It's really long, so I'm going to do what I normally have you guys do, which is you may pause and read if you wish to go through it yourself, but I do have a summary of the entire diary for those of you who would rather do that. So basically, the diary starts in May of 1930, and it details the incident that leads to Hans's accident. Basically, they went to a cave and Hans saw a mammoth doll that he absolutely had to have. When going to get said doll, he slipped and fell, and this is what put him into a coma. When Hans awoke from this coma, he spoke only one word to Anna. It was mammoth. Due to Hans's accident, he was diagnosed as mentally handicapped. A year after, their father brought Hans to Paris so that French doctors could confirm the diagnosis because he was still in denial over his son's accident. Hans soon found himself working in the Voralberg factory under the guidance and rule of his business-oriented father. It was clear to see that Hans still kept an infatuation with mammoths, as he made one for Anna and started to design more intricate models. Due to his creativity, Hans redesigned the assembly line in the factory. His father, obviously, was impressed and proud. Anna ended up leaving for university, but she was nervous about it because she felt she shouldn't leave Hans behind. Coming home during vacation, however, she was pleased when Hans made her another automaton and gave it to her. She was grateful that their relationship remained the same, despite the time away from each other. When Anna finished her schooling, she came back home and started to help with the factory, which mostly included her taking care of the paperwork. Hans eventually told Anna he wanted to leave Valadilene and travel. Their father, of course, was not pleased with this bit of news. He proceeded to lock Hans up in the factory, only allowing Gertrude to see him when she brought him food. Because of this confinement, Hans started to communicate with his sister through small cylinders with holes. But one day, suddenly, Hans was gone. This is what led their father to fake a funeral for Hans, going so far as to having a friend sign the death certificate. Anna contemplated leaving after the whole sham of a funeral, but decided that her place was beside her unstable father in the Voralberg factory. Besides, if she were to leave, she might miss the possibility of Hans returning or sending her more of his intricate automaton creations. Okay, so diary's pretty lengthy, but I always felt it was an interesting read. So now we're going to go here to the opposite side of the attic and just see what we can find.
Mammoth. You draw mammoth for Momo?
Ah, Momo, it's you. You scared me.
Alright, so now we get to talk to Momo and let's see what he wants.
What are you doing in here?
Momo want mammoth picture, like Hans' picture.
Sorry, I haven't got a picture of a mammoth with me.
Take paper and pencil and draw mammoth for Momo.
You don't give up easily, do you?
Okay.
You're a sweet kid, Momo, but I can't draw, least of all mammoths.
Draw mammoth easy. Hans draw mammoth. Anna draw mammoth. Kate too.
I mean, maybe I could do a quick squiggle of a box, say, that has a mammoth inside.
No, Momo want a real mammoth.
My goodness, you are one stubborn boy. There's something I'm looking for, but I don't quite know what. I need a clue, anything that might tell me where Hans is. You want to help me, don't you?
First, you draw mammoth for Momo.
And if I help you, you help me, right?
Momo know Kate is kind. Kate draw mammoth for Momo. Then Momo tell Kate secret.
You've got a secret?
First, draw mammoth for Momo.
Momo, I've got to go now. But see you later, maybe.
Alright, so if Kate is anything like me, she can't draw for shit. So we're going to have to cheat a little, but it's not like Momo needs to find out. So we're just going to take this and, just go over it with the pencil and totally drew this mammoth. There's no reason for anybody to think otherwise. Yep, beautiful. So now we're going to take this back to Momo and hopefully he'll like it and help us out.
Thank you. Momo happy. Now follow Momo. Momo show his secret to Kate.
Okay, so this is going to begin a rather lengthy, not too lengthy, quote-unquote trip, as we follow Momo to where he wants to take us. So I decided that during this time, instead of, skipping around and stuff, I was actually going to tell you all the story of how I came to find out about this game. So, when I was around 12, 13 years old, I was heavily into her interactive games, which are the Nancy Drew games. A former friend's sister was into the games, and it was through her that I started playing them and found out about them. And so I got really into playing those games, and even to this day I still love the old school Nancy Drew games. I'm not gonna lie, like, I'm heavily debating doing those on this channel too, but I'm not really sure. So anyway, I really loved the games, and I actually ended up joining the Her Interactive forums, and I was on there for a few years. I really enjoyed it, and I actually became so involved and so actively engaged in it that they made me a moderator. So yes, I am a former moderator of the Her Interactive forums. I say former because eventually school got really busy. I had a job at the time, and I really couldn't take the time to go through reports and, help out with that. So, it was a good run. It was a good run, and I like that I got to do that. But when I first became a mod, I was only 13, 14 at the time, believe it or not. And there was somebody else on the forum, and she asked me, she's like, well, you seem to, obviously we love adventure games and puzzle games, and she asked me, she says, have you ever heard of a game called Syberia? And I was like, no, I haven't. And she was like, well, you should check it out. It's really good. I highly recommend it. And basically that's how I found out about this game. I honestly don't know if I would have ever played this game had it not been for her recommendation, but yeah. So I went out like soon after, and at the time I didn't, just a kid, so my parents bought me the game, but that's how I found out. Somebody from the Her Interactive forums told me about this game. So I just thought that was an interesting little story to tell you guys, and it also gives some more background about my, I guess, quote-unquote, online life. It's not really a life, but I think you know what I mean. Anyway, we've made it now, so I'm going to shut up and talk to Momo.
There you are, Momo. This is some walk you've taken me on. I've got to say, though, it sure is mighty pretty.
Momo come here often. Momo like make splash in water.
Why have you brought me here?
Mammoth doll in cave. Very important for hands, Anna say.
Cave? What cave? Where?
Momo not liar.
Right. Now we're here. What do we do?
Kate and Momo throw stones in water.
Momo, we're here because of the cave. Something to do with the cave.
Momo and Kate, friends.
Momo, I've got to go now. But see you later, maybe.
All right, so now that we're going to come over here, we're going to find that we can't cross. The water is in our way. So let's go up here. Basically, we're going to see what we have to do in order to fix that. Although the water honestly doesn't look that deep, but Kate will still not cross. So we're going to try to use this thing.
It must be broken. I've got to get a helping hand here.
So yeah, obviously we're going to have to ask Momo for help. And this is really one of the only complaints I have about this game. All the back and forth, and you know, you see how slowly Kate can walk, even running, so it takes time.
Momo, I've got something else I want to ask you.
Momo listening.
I'm just going to ask him for help now.
Can you help me, please?
What do?
Help me open the dam.
Momo strong.
Anyway, as with any adventure game, sometimes it can get a bit tedious if you don't do things in the right order, and you're having to do all this backtracking, and you know, the character moves slowly. Sometimes that, for an impatient person like me, sometimes that can get a little, I really don't know what the right word, I guess, frustrating. So, but it's all good in the end.
Oops.
So that obviously didn't work out. Well, thanks for trying. We're just going to go ahead and pick this up, because obviously we're going to need this. Well, Alright. We need a plan B. By the way, guys, if any of y'all are interested in playing this game on your own, it is on Steam, which I didn't know, actually. I found that out recently. I was like, oh my god, this game is on Steam. I obviously have the retail version, the box version, because I bought it so long ago, but yeah.
I could use one of the oars from this boat as a lever, but how am I ever going to get a hold of it?
Well, we could use that fancy schmancy broken lever that we picked up. That could work.
Ugh, that oar is all dirty and wet.
So yeah, Kate won't pick up the oar.
Ugh, that oar is all dirty and wet.
Because it's dirty and wet. Now that is a complaint that I have. As much as I do like Kate, sometimes I think her actions are ridiculous, but, you know, I guess to each their own. I would have picked it up.
Momo, I've got something else I want to ask you.
Momo listening.
So we're going to have him do it
I've
for
moved
us.
the oar nearer. Be a good boy and carry it for me?
Momo say yes.
So yeah, that is one thing. I always thought that was a bit ridiculous. I was always like, you know, okay, you can totally pick that up yourself. Who cares if it's dirty and wet? But again, Kate does go through character development, so we'll see. She may be acting this way now, but it's not going to last, honestly. See, so now we're like backtracking again, and these are the times where it's kind of like, you know, so tedious. But to me, this game is so beautiful that I honestly don't mind. It has really good environments, and that kind of makes up for it. So,
Momo, I've got something else I want to ask you.
Momo listening.
Can you help me, please?
What do?
I need a hand opening the dam.
Momo say yes. Momo strong.
yeah, see, so that's, again, another thing. having to talk to him twice. But I guess, to be fair, he didn't know where he was supposed to go. He just knew that he had to grab the ore, so I'll give him a pass on that one.
Momo very strong.
Thank you, Momo.
Alright guys, we'll say goodbye to Momo, because believe it or not, this is the last time we're going to see him. After this, he leaves, and you never see him again. Honestly, so that's a bit sad. So now we can cross and go into this cave. This dreaded cave from the diary, obviously, where Hans had his accident. We can obviously see the mammoths on the wall, but what we're most interested in is the doll. And I realized that rhymed. That was pretty cool. So we're going to go ahead and pick this up. And that's all you can do in here. So yeah, you come all this way just to get the mammoth doll, but it is very important to have that doll. I thought we could look at the drawings up closer here, but obviously we can't. Obviously, I'm doing this post-commentary. That may change soon. I may end up just playing the game and commentating at the same time. But these first set of videos that I recorded, I planned on doing post-commentary, so that's why that's like that. And now we get a phone call, so I'm going to be quiet now.
Hello?
Kate? Is that you?
Well, yeah, who did you think it was?
I didn't recognize your voice, that's all. Must be the distance or something. So, spill the beans. What's Europe like? You lucky lady, you. Honestly, I never get that kind of break.
Well, so far all I've seen of Europe is this tiny village, and frankly, they're not very hospitable. The whole case is getting really complicated. There's this surprise heir I've got to find.
Oh, I talked to Lynn who bumped into Josh when she had coffee with the head honcho this morning. He didn't sound at all happy. The client's meeting him tomorrow, and when Martin tells him that the sale's not even gone through yet, whoa, you're gonna be pleased you're on the other side of the ocean when that bomb goes off.
Yeah, I get the picture. But so, how about yourself? What's up at work?
We lost the Farah Lou trial. I worked 5 months on that dumb case.
I remember.
So, for a bit of therapy, I went to Boomie's. The sale started yesterday.
Wow, lucky.
It was absolutely crazy, Katie. Absolute mayhem. You know that blue silk top I wanted? Guess how much I got it for?
I don't know, 250, 200?
$140. Just get yourself back here and I'll go down with you.
Like it's my choice. Look, I gotta go.
Call me soon, huh? I want a blow-by-blow account of every moment of your great adventure.
Get out of here. Look after yourself.
You too.
Yeah, I will.
So yeah, not a very engaging conversation, but it's just there to show you that her friends and her family are concerned about her, wondering where she is and what she's doing. I gotta be completely honest, I don't like any of the people in Kate's life, and you'll understand why more later. So now we're going to have to head back to where we were before, where the Voralberg factory is. So I did decide to blend this part in together because, you know, obviously, hopefully y'all know where the Voralberg factory is at this point. Since this is a walkthrough, I'm trying not to cut out too much stuff. But I think for long treks back, we can make an exception. So now we're going to go over here because there's something that we need to do before we actually enter the factory. Doing this first definitely saves us some time. If you go in the factory first, you'll realize that you'll have to do this, and of course you'd need to go all the way back out. Just pull this lever, and this claw's going to come out and take this drum here. Well, I call it a drum. It's probably called something else, but anyway. Alright, so this is the Voralberg factory. This is where all the magic happens. I did forget that I needed to go upstairs to the office, and instead I came over to this room over here first, which is not a big deal because, wanting to show off the whole factory to you guys anyway. But coming into this room, we're not ready for this yet. I believe this is where, we were not. I had to do something else first. Well, obviously, as you can see, I need to get a key. So that's the first thing. So I was like, oh crap, I don't have to be here yet. So I walked back out. I came back over. And I kind of ran around for a little while. I thought I could come over to another side of the screen, and I was wrong, and I got turned around, and so, yeah. It was a bit embarrassing. I just remember telling myself, oh, I'll just have to explain to everybody. I just messed up. See, so then I figure it out. I'm like, oh yeah, the stairs. I gotta take the stairs. So then I took the stairs. And now I'm where I need to be. We're trying to get into Anna's office. So this right here is Anna's office. I finally found it. I was so proud of myself. So now we're in here to do some exploring. And this is her desk, and this seems to be a schematic for a train. So that's interesting. What else is here? Invoices. And again, y'all can pause and read. Just know that she's in a lot of debt. Like, a lot. Like, holy cow debt. It's kind of sad, actually. Also talks about her having to give it up, or probably needing to give it up. They want her to basically accept the investor's proposal, which is us, which was Marson.
Oh my gosh. Invoices, invoices, more invoices. I never knew the factory was in such a bad way financially. These last 2 years must have been very hard for Anna Voralberg.
Which is really sad, considering her declining health and the fact that all that stuff was happening with her brother. This is another letter that she wrote. She mentions an Oscar. So who exactly is Oscar? Well, we're probably going to be finding that out very soon. She's talking about the doll. And how she wonders if it's still in the cave. Which, obviously, it was because we took it. And then she seems to have stopped writing the letter abruptly. Don't know if she got distracted. Don't know if at that point she was already so sick that, that she was pretty much done. I mean, it is really sad if you think about it. This family did go through quite a bit, and honestly, I think their father has a lot to do with that. So I'm actually going to be ending the video here, guys, because what's coming up next is a little sequence, and I didn't want to start it here and have to stop it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, or episode rather, of Syberia, and I will see you next time. So bye.